lot of cough today. Dry throat. Having a dry throat. Anyway, let me share my screen.
Water?
No, yeah, I mean, that's what it means, but sometimes it irritates you because it gets dry. I know, right? Yeah, that's easy. Okay. So before we go in deep into, before we continue with the chapter that we were learning, we're learning about Teerthankar and Bhagwan. Okay, but we had a gap of 1 week. So let's see how much you guys remember. Okay. How many of you remember what we have learned before? In last to last class. I mean last to last week, but in last class. Anyone remember any points that we have learned? Anything that comes to your mind about Bhagwan and Teerthankar? You remember anything? Your notes? Don't type. Don't write on the screen, okay? You remember anything? What did we learn about Bhagwan and Teerthankar? Yes, Tanmay and Tanu.
So I remember we learned that the Bhagwan they are a pure soul and they are God, and then we learned all the different things that you have to do to become a Bhagwan. Yeah.
And what did we learn about Teerthankar? Do you remember anything?
I don't remember.
Okay. Anybody else wants to say? Okay. So we were learning what is called Bhagwan. Who is the God? Okay. How do we know which God to worship? Since there are so many, sometimes we might get confused which one to worship, which one not to worship, what are the properties or qualities I should look at. So why do we need to know this? Because we do that for everything. Okay, if we have to go, let's say if we have to go for to see some doctor, let's say we have to go for some doctor's appointment, so what do we check? Okay, which doctor do I go to? Maybe I should go to the one which has certain degrees. If I'm going for my bones, then maybe I should go for the one who has the degree, who is a bone doctor. What is the bone doctor called? Orthopedic, orthopedician or something. Or if something is troubling your teeth or your then you would go to the dentist, whoever, orthodontist, or you would go to the other dentist and see, make sure that they have the degrees to do whatever they need to do, right? We just don't go to some people, some random people. We make sure that whoever we go to, they have the right knowledge about our needs, right? We make sure if we have to go for tuition or for tutor, we need a tutor for some subject, then we make sure that that person is capable of teaching us, or they have the right degree, right? Like the teachers in the school, they have the right degrees to teach you guys as well, right? The same way, when we are worshipping someone, we should know what qualities we are looking for in them so that we can worship them, right? Does that make sense? So then, who do we worship? Who is the God? Who do we call a God? So the God is, what did we learn? That someone who is Vitaragi and Sarvagya. Two things. Someone is Vitaragi and Sarvagya. Whoever is Vitaragi and whoever is Sarvagya. These are the two qualifications that a God has to have. Okay.
Why? Wait. Why not Hitopadeshi too?
Why not Hitopadeshi too?
Yeah.
Hitopadeshi will come. So you have to wait, okay? But for God, these are the two things, okay? Vitaragi and Sarvagya, okay? Who can tell me? Who is the God? What qualities they should have? Hmm? Vitaragi and Sarvagya, right? Who is the God? Who is Vitaragi and Sarvagya? And then we learned about what do we call Vitaragi? Or who do we call Vitaragi? What is Vitaragi? Somebody who does not have moha, rag, and dvesh, means no likings, no disliking, no rag, no dvesh, and no moha, means they don't have moha. Now, last time when we were learning about moha, there were some confusion about moha. Do you guys remember? Yes, Aroh, you have question?
Yes. What does Vitaragi mean?
Yeah, Vitaragi means somebody who does not have moha, rag, and dvesh. So if you can see on the screen, it says one who does not have attachment or hatred and moha. Okay, so moha is different, and then rag and dvesh. So what does rag means? Rag means attachment, meaning liking something or having an opinion about something that you like. Rag means that if you like something, that is considered rag towards it. But if you dislike something and want to get away from it, that is considered dvesh, meaning like if you don't like dirty things or if it disgusts you, you want to stay away from it. That is like disliking something, having dvesh towards it. But when you like something like nice clothes, nice room, nice decoration, and you want to be around those things, that is your liking, that is the rag towards it. I like my parents, I like my school, I like my friends. So these are all likings, rag, attachment. You feel attached to these things. This is my school, my friends, my parents. And then dvesh is where you say like, oh, I don't do this, or this is not me, and you don't identify with those things. Basically, you want to stay away from those. That's dvesh. But what is moh? Do you remember we had some confusion about moh last time? Do you remember what moh is? Anybody remember what we said about moh? Okay.
Attachment.
Not attachment. Attachment is rag. Moh is also kind of attachment, but moh is like a delusion. Remember the word delusion? We use the word delusion. It's a mithyatva, it's a delusion. So what it means, like how do we know we have moha? What the delusion does to us. So have you guys gone to those place? I don't know where they are here, but when we used to go to circus, like there used to be a room. And then in that room, there will be like so many types of mirrors. And then in the mirror, when you look at your reflection in the mirror, some might show you like you are short, some might show like you're tall, way taller than you are. Then some might show like wiggly shape of you, and some might show like your face is like stretched out. You remember those? What are they called? What are they called? Where do you find those places?
Probably in like fun fairs and stuff.
Fun fairs?
Yeah.
Hmm?
That's what I know.
Okay. So have you been to those places personally? Have you been? Okay, but you know about what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Okay. So That is what moha does to you. So when you are let's see, when you have a moha, which we all have, it makes you look at the image that you are not, or it makes you look at the things that are not true. Meaning, when you go to this kind of place, when you look at your reflection, it shows how you are not, right? It doesn't show how you actually are. So it creates a delusion like that, right? And then based on what you see, one more example, delusion. If you see, like if you have Snapchat, you have so many filters, right, on your phone. Has anyone seen Snapchat? You know that those ears come out and the tongue come out and all that stuff. Do you know? So is that a real you? It's the fun us, right? So it has so many things. It can make you look like you have a hair on your body and you have a beard, and some of them makes you look really cool, like really beautiful with your cheeks and everything, like with all the filters and stuff. What is that? That is a delusion, right? Is that how you actually are? No. Right? And based on how you look at that, you like some of them and you dislike some of them. So that is what moh does to you. It shows you something that's not true, and then based on what you see, you like and dislike things, meaning you have rag or dvesh. Now we understand moh. What is moh? Is it clear? Any questions? Last time I was wondering, like, oh my God, what type of topic I have taken? Like, everybody is just shaking their heads and nobody is able to understand anything. And suddenly I realized, okay, maybe this is the right example to give you guys. So, moha is the culprit of whatever we like and whatever we dislike. Moha is the one which makes us do that. Okay, so that is the much bigger problem than rag or dvesh. Okay, once moha is gone, once your image is clear, once your picture is clear, you will not have rag or dvesh, right? So the one, and that is what the God has achieved. They have achieved the state without moha. So they don't have any rag or dvesh. They don't hate anyone. They don't like anyone or anything. They're neutral basically, because they see the things as they are. They don't see it with the delusion. They don't have it. Okay. All right. So here it's just explaining what is rag, what is dvesh, and what is moha. So first we learned the definition of Bhagwan. Okay, so Vitaragi and Sarvagya. Whoever is Vitaragi and Sarvagya is Bhagwan. And then we learned who is Vitaragi. Who is Vitaragi, Ahan? God is Vitaragi, but what is the definition of Vitaragi? Without Moharag and yes. Behave. Sit down. What is the definition of Vitaragi? Without Moha, Rag and Dvesh. Who does not have Moha, Rag and Dvesh is Vitaragi. So that is the second definition. First definition is whoever is Vitaragi and Sarvagya is God. And the second definition is for Vitaragi is whoever does not have Moha and Rag and Dvesh. Yes, Aro, you have question?
Why do Vitaraj not have Mog?
Moha? Because they overcome the moha that we cannot. I mean, we are still trying, but you have to overcome moha to become vitaragi. That is what it means actually. If you don't overcome the moha, then you cannot become vitaragi. You need to achieve that state. 8, 10. Does it answer your question? Yeah?
Yes.
So To be a god, there are two conditions, Vitaragi and Sarvagya. To be a Vitaragi, there are three conditions. You have to be without moha, without rag, and without dvesh. Okay? Now, how does it, in which sequence it goes away? So first, when we are in the process of becoming a god, what goes away first? So the moha goes away first. And once the moha is gone, means the delusion is out of the way, the rag and dvesh also goes away. Okay? Yes, Abhiraj, question?
Can I go bathroom?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Because it's a class. Don't you ask your teacher in the class?
Because they know who you have to be God. They have to know that you're done gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have like a car. Like if it's gone, there's someone in the bathroom.
Okay, now can you sit down? Okay, so in what sequence it goes? So once the moha is gone, so I understand in this way, right? Like again, imagine that you are in that place with all the wicked mirrors, okay? And then once all those mirrors are gone and they are replaced with the nice mirrors where you can see your own reflection, that means the delusion is out of the way. Then you are in the neutral state. Then you don't have liking or disliking toward your reflection because all you see is yourself and not all those weird things, right? So first you have to have moh gone, and then after that rag and dvesh just follows it. Basically, it just there is no rag and dvesh, there is no liking and disliking if the moh is not there. Okay. So that we learned about Vitaragi, the first thing. Now, what was the other condition for being God? Vitaragi, and the second one is Sarvagya. How many of you have heard this word before, Sarvagya? Yes, Abhiraj has heard it. Who else has heard this word? Ahan, don't do this. Hmm? Have you heard this word Sarvagya before? Ahan, don't do this. We are in the class. Yes, Abhiraj, I saw your hand. Okay, I don't see anybody else's hand going. Okay.
Muni Maharajas are Vitaragi, Sarvagya and Hitopadeshi.
Not Muni Maharaj. Muni Maharaj is not Sarvagya, okay? They are somewhat Vitaragi, but they are not Sarvagya. Only Arihant Parmeshthi and Siddha Parmeshthi is Sarvagya. Muniraj is not Sarvagya, okay? Yet. They are on the right path, but they are not Sarvagya yet. Okay. So have you heard the word omniscient? No. Okay. So what does Sarvagya means? What does Sarvagya mean? You forgot? Hmm? Does anyone know what Sarvagya means? Have you heard like people saying, oh, God knows everything?
This is our future.
Hmm. Have you heard people saying that? Like, oh, God knows everything. He will know what you did or what you're going to do. There is no hiding from the God. Have you heard that before? Anyone saying that?
I heard it from my mom. Always says it. Yeah.
Your mom always says it. Okay.
Not always.
Okay.
Sometimes I hear it from my family members.
Mm.
Sometimes I hear it from my mom. She's like, "Oh God, help me!"
Oh God, help me.
It's really funny.
It was really funny. Okay, yeah, it is funny. Yes, Tanu, are you saying something? You're on mute if you're saying something.
I think meeting a Servigia is like having a lot of knowledge or like being able to get access to knowledge or like to have pure soul knowledge and like that.
I see. Yes, Aro, you have something to say?
My friends always say that to me.
What do they say?
I forgot what they say because they're in my old community.
Okay. Okay. So God knows everything that we all have heard, but there is much more to it, okay? God just doesn't know everything, but He knows, including past, present, and future. Okay, now that is something. It is easy to know past and present because past is something that has already happened, and present is something that is happening right now. But how can someone also know what is going to happen in the future, and not just like near future? The God has knowledge about like infinity. Okay, it goes just on and on and on. And when we say that the God has the knowledge of the past, it's not just his past, or it's not just the past of the people that he knows. He knows everything basically. So he knows past, present, and future of everything and everyone. Now imagine this, that take yourself as an example and then see that okay, you might had like infinite lifetimes before this life, and then you're gonna have so many lifetimes after this life, and the God knows exactly what has happened to you, what is happening to you, and what will happen to you at the same time. And that is, I'm just talking with respect to only one person. But the God knows about everything. So, living beings, non living beings, um, anything and everything in this world that is there. Let's say the God knows how the sun became the star, to like what's going to happen to it in the future. That is also only one, but the infinite, this side infinite, this side, and the present as well, that is right now. Can you imagine how immense his knowledge, how vast the God's knowledge is? We can't even imagine, because it is even outside of our imagination, that how can someone have the knowledge of past, present, and future at the same time, meaning it's not sequential. They don't learn that okay, this is past, this is present, this is future. They see like everything at the same time. It's like a giant screens, so many screens where everybody's life is just going with the past, present, and future, and he knows everything at the same time. Does it make sense? Yeah. Yes, Myra, you have question?
How does God know everything? Like, where does he get the information to read people's minds?
So you will be amazed to know that
God knows
each of our soul, okay,
mind.
is capable of the same knowledge that the God has. It's just that he has fully realized it and we have not yet. So once we get past this moh, get past these likings and disliking, our soul is capable of gaining that kind of knowledge. Stuti, you have question?
Yes.
Yeah, what is it?
So if you're wanting to know about your future, you could like just ask God.
Yeah, but the thing is the God is not here, right? We don't have access to God. But in the past, In our scriptures, some of the scriptures, if you have seen, when the God was there in fourth Kal or fourth Ara, the kings or anybody, they used to go to the God and they used to ask questions. And then if the God is willing, he might answer as well. So it's nothing new, but yeah, he knows everything. So probably if he's around, maybe we can just go and ask him.
Like if you're wanting to know about the future and you know that God's there, you could, if God's not there, you could like just think about it.
Think about what?
So if you want to, you're willing to know about your future and you know that God's not here, you could just like think about how your future is gonna be.
Yes.
That's another way you access to the God. I know a way you access to the God when you're sleeping.
When you are sleeping? So in our sleep, we can talk to God?
No, like in our sleep, we just think about God and then we just go and go, right?
Okay. So God is a soul, right? And we are a soul too. So we can achieve what the God has achieved. But if only we can overcome our weaknesses and follow the path that the God has shown us. But right now, just remember that there are two conditions. The God has to be Vitaragi and the God has to be Sarvagya. Okay? So if somebody is not Sarvagya, that means they are not gods. If somebody is Vitaragi but not Sarvagya, they are not God. If somebody is Sarvagya but not Vitaragi, it's not possible, but they are not God. This both of them have to be present. Okay? Now here on the side, I'm sorry.
Miss Swarupa.
Yeah.
So like so the God is like, so you have to have Vitaragi and Sarvagya to be God.
Mm-hmm. Yes. You have to be both.
How can you be both when you want to be God?
So when you have these two, both of them, then you automatically become God. Okay. Yes, Aro, you have question?
But God is not in America.
God is not in this world right now. In the world that we are, the God is not here. So who was the last God?
Miss Swarupa,
Yeah.
if you're willing to be God, how can you collect Vitaragi and Sarvagya?
Yeah. So that is how we have to get rid of our kashai, we'd have to get rid of all the paps, we have to follow the path that the God is has shown us to become Vitragi and Sarvagya, right? And to Aro's point, right? There are no gods right now in America, but there are no gods in the world that we are living in. Who does remember who was the last God?
What do you mean?
Who was the last God?
What do you mean?
I'm asking the name of the last God.
Mahavir Bhagwan.
Mahavir Bhagwan. Okay, that was the last Teerthankar. Okay, the last god was somebody else.
But he was last Teerthankar, not Bhagwan.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between Bhagwan and Teerthankar?
Yeah, that's what we are here to learn today. But
Miss
for that,
Swarupa,
Then
Yeah.
why are we learning
How
this?
do so?
Like,
How does
early?
so when they're like when they're not God that time and like the other people are God, so they know their future, like they're gonna be God soon. How they can they collect their Vitaragi and Sarvagya by following the right path and getting rid of all the bad karmas and kashais.
Okay. So those are some very good questions. Okay. So before becoming a god, your question is before becoming a god, how did they know their future and they came to know that they're gonna become a god? And how did they became Vitaragi and Sarvagi? Is that what you're asking, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So no, they did not become they could not see the future the way I described, like Sarvagyata before becoming god. Okay, so to become a god you have to experience the soul. Remember we learned about Jeev Ajeev in the last class, and then we learned about um
I want to do this class.
okay.
Yeah, I remember it. I
And
remember
then,
it.
and then we also learned about what was the other topic about four gatis, how we roam around in the four gatis because we keep doing sins and then we keep going to all four different gatis. So in that, what we learned that we are separate and the soul is separate. So first we have to realize that we have to experience our soul. We have to have attachment to our soul, not with our body. So first we have to understand that this body is not me. I'm separate, right? And once we understand that, slowly our moh rag dvesh will go away. And then we will be on our path to become Vitragi and Sarvagya. Vitragi is nothing but without moh rag dvesh, right? We learned. So without moh rag dvesh means what? Means we don't have this delusion of like me, this body is me and I'm the body, and with the body I born and with the body I die. The soul is always there. It never dies. So it is going to be, it was there long time ago and it is gonna be there forever. Nothing can destroy the soul. And soul is the one that has to be liberated from this situation. So it will all happen if we understand the true nature of the soul. Okay?
So
Abhiraj,
like
you have the question? Stuti, let's give everybody chance, okay? Yes, Abhiraj, you have question?
When will this class end?
It will end in 5 minutes.
Wait, what?
It will end at 8 o'clock and 10 minutes. It's a 40 minutes class from 7:30 to 8:10. Yes, Aro, you have question?
Yes. So gods are shown in news, but how come they're out of the world?
How come they're out of the world? Because that's where they go. So if you look at this, are you looking at my screen right now?
Yes.
Do you see this where I'm hovering with my mouse? Okay, so this is the map of the world according to Jainism. Okay, so here, do you see this shape and then this shape? So here it is hell, and above this point it is heaven. But here in the middle, this is where we live. Okay, this is somewhere in the middle we live, and here is the God, Siddha Shilan, Siddha Bhagwan. That is just a pure soul. That's the God that we worship.
The god?
so it like lives.
Yes? Who was that? Did someone ask a question? Okay. So to answer your question, Aro, once you become a god, you kind of get yourself out of this world. That is the whole idea. Because they don't want to keep um, keep having birth and death, birth and death, birth and death cycle. They don't want to keep going through that because it's painful. So that's why they decided that, okay, I want to get out of this cycle. And that's how they liberated themselves, by understanding that soul is separate from the body. And once the soul is separated, once the soul achieve its pure state, it doesn't become any other form, like into human form or animal form or any other, like Dev or Narki. Just stays as a pure soul.
Inject my tea. But cats have 9 lives.
That's what they say. I heard that, but I don't know how much truth is there about that. Are you talking about Puss in Boots? Because I have seen that.
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and Jerry? Oh, in Tom and Jerry also. I think in Puss in Boots also there was 9 lives, right?
Tom? He?
Tom had million lives. That's what my son is saying.
I said. That was my episode.
But we all have millions of lives actually. If you think about it, we just keep going from one form to the other, from info all four gatis. So we have so many lives that way. But all in all, there is only one soul. That's us. That we keep going. Okay, please go on mute, everyone. If you are not talking, please go on mute. There's a lot of feedback I'm getting. Okay. Okay, so we'll leave at this one, and after this, we are going to learn about the difference, the key difference. So, just for now, just remember that all the Teerthankars are Bhagwan, but not all Bhagwans are Teerthankar. And why? That we are going to learn in the next class, okay? I'll see you guys in the next class. Jai Jinendra.
Bye.
Bye.
Jinendra. Jai Jinendra.
Jai Jinen.
What?
I have a question.
Yes.
Where